Welcome to another edition of Smalltalk for You. This morning we're going to start taking a look at tools in VA Smalltalk, and we're going to take kind of an overview look first, and then we're going to dive into them in depth. Today I want to get started with the browsers. So if I pull down the Tools menu up here, I'm going to skip past the ones that deal with version control because those are a topic all unto themselves. Let's go down here to Browse Classes. If I pull that down, I will get a browser, and it says Classes Browser, and I can see everything is just alphabetized. So if I want to find something by the alphabetic listing, I get that. Let's push that aside and see what the others do. Tools, Browse Senders. This is the typical senders and implementers thing. So I'm going to say, let's say senders of @. That should pull up a heck of a lot of senders. And sure enough, a whole lot of them. If I come over here, I can see that the scroll bar is quite large. So that's going to pull up a lot of things. Let's go to Tools, Browse Implementers, and this should be a little fewer. Let's go Implementers of @. And you can see it's a little smaller, but there's still quite a few of them in there. So let's close that. Go down one, Tools, Browse References. This is a useful one. You want to find out the places that something like a class variable or a class is referenced. So let's just pull the one here, Processor. Let's see where that's referenced in the system. And you can see here we have this processor active process. Somebody's grabbing the active process and doing something to it. So let's close that. Tools, and we'll pull down Browse Hierarchy. This can be useful if you want to browse the actual hierarchy, and here you want to browse a single class. Let's skip browse the single class and go to Hierarchy. And I want to pull up Collection and see what that looks like. So you can see here I have above it Object and then below it Collection, and I've kind of narrowed my view down to just this particular hierarchy, and I can see everything expands out. So I can see this guy here, for instance, expands out a little, as does that. So that gives me a tree view of the way things look. And you'll also notice the browser we use. All of these browsers I'm pulling up look pretty much identical. And again, in another screencast, we'll take a specific look at each of these browsers and take a look at each part of them, but we'll skip past that for the moment. We'll go down again, Browse Application, and we'll put in Core. And the reason I picked Core is it happens to be the application that this guy is in here. So we'll take a look at that. And this is just an application that has a bunch of classes and extensions in it. So we'll close that again. We'll go through that in much more depth when we go to the version control system. Let's go again to Browse Category. This is an interesting one. Let's say that I want to find all of the things dealing with printing. So we'll find the printing category. And it pulled up printing and found print on. So that's been categorized that way. Number of different ways to slice and dice the system. Number of different ways you can go in and browse various aspects of the system. And again, in future screencasts, we're going to dive both into the browser in depth and take a look at each of the pieces of it, and then to the version control system to see how that operates in terms of the browser and the system. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever Smalltalk you're using.